Hi everyone, Vickie Verley here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. We're going to take a look at these. This is take two. I forgot to put up my little side chart, so I had to start over. But this is the new moon in August 2nd, 2016. 4:44, look at that time, p.m. Eastern time. Time's going to vary. So it's a new moon in Leo. This is some nice energy, hopefully. I think this could possibly break up some of this stuff, or at least try to, right? New moon in Leo. Leo, 5th house, ruled by the sun. 5th house, so it's a new moon in this energy of Leo, 5th house, which is fun. 5th house rules fun. It rules romance, love affairs, children, fun and games, creativity. So it's a great time to, fall in love, because Venus is still in Leo too, even though it's not conjunct the new moon point, but it's still in there. And Venus in Leo, where the new moon is trine Uranus. So it could be like unexpected. The exact date of that, I'm not sure the exact date. I don't have my ephemeris in here, and I don't want to screw around looking stuff up. But that would be a good time if any of you like to gamble, because 5th house is gambling too. Venus trine Uranus, that could be a turn of events. And with the Venus trine Uranus, you would want to pick up an auto pick, let the computer pick your numbers. So for Powerball, I think Powerball, one of those is real high right now. Might be a good day to, I know people that used to try to do it, like right at the time, right at the time. Okay, the aspect's exact. Give me my ticket, trying to buy the ticket just I don't know if I'd take it to that extreme, but, probably a day or two before this. Probably, I'm recording this on the Thursday prior. This is like Tuesday or something, so this coming weekend leading up to this could be a good time for that. But also meet somebody unexpectedly. Meet somebody unexpectedly. If you're single and looking to mingle, baby, you might meet somebody. But let's get, let's get back to this. New moon in Leo. For those of you that have never seen this and maybe just watch my tarot readings, I do the astrology, but it takes me a while to get warmed up. And this is actually a psychic reading. And if you don't know astrology, it's maybe worth your while just to hang with it, because stuff comes forward. I just use this as a starting point, and then it sort of evolves from there. Okay, back to this. Trine Saturn. Pretty much exact, So this new moon is trine Saturn, and then there's nothing over here to fill that in. But trine Saturn, this is a good thing, and getting it back to like 5th house. Say if you were going to meet somebody or have a romance or something, Saturn is always that it could be long-standing. It could be long-lasting. So if you met somebody, there's potential for it to really be long-lasting. Secondly, if this is a launch of a creative project, it would be, whatever this new moon is, it could have a really strong foundation with the Saturn here. This is saying a foundation. Saturn, I use this analogy all the time, but Saturn rules the bones in your body. And without your bones, you'd be a big pile of flesh on the floor. So we need our bones, we need structure, we need foundation to build upon. And Saturn things are long-lasting. Minimal 7-8 years, could be 28 years long, these new beginnings that you're launching right now. Could be, with Leo energy, could be something that's just fun. That just has a fun energy, and you're just doing it for fun. You're just doing it because you like doing it, and lo and behold, it could turn out to be a really long-lasting foundation for you in some way. And that could be a lot of things. We could take the word foundation and just, it could be, somebody out there could set up a foundation, some kind of a foundation, something that you're passionate about. Leos are passionate, so something that you're passionate about, that you maybe are just doing for your own enjoyment, or because it makes you feel good. 5th house is what makes you feel good. Do it if it makes you feel good. What's that song? Something, something, something. That one. Something, something, something. It's an old time tune. I guess so. 70s, 60s, or 70s. If it feels good, do it. Do it if it's what you feel. That's the song I was trying to get out. Okay, back to this thing. It's also making one of those aspects, in conjunct, or whatever it is, semi-sextile, to all of his south node stuff. Neptune, south node. And even Pallas is moving in there to get in there. You know, with Pallas moving into this energy, because I've talked about it repeatedly, about how this is the past, whether it's your past lives or how you view things in the past. You factor in the Neptune energy. It can be, if it's just your past, like your childhood, you don't see it clearly. That's the downside of the Neptune energy. Neptune ruled by Pisces and the 12th house. So it's Neptune is in Pisces is a symbol of the two fish. One fish swims upward, upstream, and one swims downstream. So with Pisces, it's never quite right. It's never quite real. It's never quite grounded in reality like Saturn is, right? So it's like, well, it could be you don't see things clear. In this analogy, let's say it's the downward fish, swimming fishes, you don't see things clearly. That you have delusions and illusions, and that your memory is painted by a different color. Upright could be the rose-colored glasses. You can look at that, just positive and negative. But really, Neptune is a very mystical energy. It rules over mystical, magical, psychic, spiritual, dreams, illusions, delusions. But it has this illusionary quality to it. So, tuning in psychically. Well, and and having past life recall is what I was going to say about it. On spontaneous past life recall, without getting a soul reading from me. Just you vibing on it yourself. And that's what I was going to say about Pallas coming in here. Totally flashes of enlightenment. Totally flashes of enlightenment. But it also could be like these things, because Chiron's in Pisces too, the wounded healer. It's kind of out of the mix. It's 24 degrees. But this Neptune has that martyrdom, woundedness thing. We could have, enlightenments about it, about how we've the story that we've told about our wounding and everything else, especially because it is opposed Mercury, which is our stories that we tell. So Pallas opposed Mercury. The new moon is involved in this thing, the semi-sextile or whatever it is. I don't. Me not knowing the exact name of it doesn't diminish the energy or the involvement of it. I don't like to get too caught up in that stuff. I know some of you real hardcore astrologers out there are pulling your hair out. You mean the actual names of the aspects? Yeah, that stuff. But anyways, back to this. The story. The way our mind, the Mercury, has interpreted it, and the story we've therefore told about it. The way we've rationalized it, the story we've told. With Mercury in the North Node, since North Node is the direction that we are going in, we want to start telling a new story. And with Leo energy factored in, the story should be bright. Leos aren't depressed. They're not depressing people to be around. They're exactly the opposite. They're fun. Leos can always kind of help you see the bright side of something. My mom was a Leo. She had some Scorpio energy too. She had her moments, but Leos, they always can kind of show you the bright side or help you laugh it off. Let's go have some fun and laugh it off. Leos aren't usually down in that serious Scorpio energy, or these deep dark Pluto Scorpio energy, and stuff like that, or the Pisces even, Leos are just hey, let's go have some fun. They might tickle you, They know how to break you out of that. They can break that energy right up. So I think, if nothing else, this is a time to start telling a new story. What's the new story going to be? What's your future going to be? And just like Jupiter's out of orb, it's in the 20s, but it's exactly opposed, but still in the Virgo energy. What are we moving forward to with the North Node? What are we moving forward to? Let's make a plan. Let's tell a new story. Because Virgo co-ruler is Mercury. I just never vibed to that at all. I think it's going to end up being Vesta, or there's some other asteroids and planets, but it's at the present moment co-ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules Virgo as well as Gemini currently. I think this one say Virgo rules Mercury, yeah. Mm-hmm. So Mercury in the sign of Virgo, with the North Node, with Jupiter, embracing the positive side of that Virgo energy. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's get busy doing something. And Leos are doers too. You know, Pisces is kind of, we can just be off in a dreamy, dreamy, lolly land all the time. And it can get too mystical and not grounded. Well, the oppositions are just that. They're always opposite, you know. And the Pisces is the very watery energy, and the Virgo is the very grounded earth, practical energy. In a nutshell. It's multi-layered and mostly multifaceted, of course. And it's, of course, this T-square that's been going on with Saturn. But this new moon is right in those degrees. It's right kicking it off. It's trining Saturn. It's making aspects to these oppositions. So this is being reactivated, but coming from maybe a little bit of a different angle with the Leo energy interjected. It's not all solemn and serious, and you know, Saturn is real serious, and you know, all these signs here are pretty serious. Can be, you know, they're not. As comparison to Leo, it's like fun and laughter and spontaneity, and yeah, who cares about, you know, that can wait. The work can wait. Put the work down. Let's go out and have some fun. That can wait till later. Where, you know, these people, you know, these, not people, but this energy is, you know, more, they both want to latch on. Even though they're mutable signs, they want to latch on. Virgo wants to get the job done. Virgo can't relax, go to bed if there's a pile of dishes in the sink, you know. Pisces can, but they're just like, pile of dishes. I'm contemplating the deeper meanings of the universe. I can't be bothered with menial tasks, you know. And then Leo's just like, come on, let's party. It's party time. Excellent. Excuse me, I had to get a drink of water. So, igniting this Leo energy, taking the fun approach to life. You know, yeah, life's not all fun and games. We know this, okay? But there has to be time for fun. And many, you know, do what you love and the money will follow. And it's not even just about money, although Saturn is connected with that, and Venus, Taurus energy. But anyways, you know, if more people were invigorated and excited about what they're doing in life, because that's Leo energy too. What turns you on? What lights your fire? What lights your flame? What gives you joy? What do you enjoy doing? What are you creating? It's Leo new moon. What are you creating? And you don't have to create with an eye of, oh well, I better get back in this energy, and like, well, I better because it's gonna be a Saturn thing and it's gonna last time. Oh my god, start rolling around in your head. No. Go toward the heart. Leo's the heart. Leo, 5th house. Sun, it's the heart chakra. So it's like, this is like just a little bit of icing on the cake, possible icing on the cake. Don't be directing your energy to what could be something that could be a long-lasting blah blah blah. Or if this is love affairs, you know, if you meet somebody new, don't right away be grilling them. Well, do you want to have kids? And is it going to be this? And I want to lay down all the rules right now, and I want to know just how it's going to be. They'll be gone like the wind, you know. Be in the moment. Be in the heart. Enjoy it for what it is right now, you know. Laughter is so strong with Leo. I've said this a million times. Yeah, one way you can always peg Leo is they always have this great laugh, this infectious, contagious laughter. And I've noticed this my whole life, you know, and it's contagious. And let it be contagious. Don't be like, hey, we got serious business to deal with here. Or like, hey, I want to make a plan for the next 8 years. I got to know what's going to happen here, you know. Nah. Just live, love, you know, be where it's at, right, just right then, okay? I want to talk about this Jupiter post-Chiron, because this is really coming in for an exact aspect here, too. Because Jupiter was retrograding for a while. I'm sure these two have met up in opposition before, but again, I didn't bring the ephemeris, and I just want to tune into the vibe like a Pisces, like a good Pisces energy. Yeah. Chiron is the wounds, where we wound ourselves over and over again, where we get down about things, self-doubt. It is the victim mentality, it can be. But it also is self happen. You did it to yourself in a way, or I don't want to. That's not my exact words how I want to say it, because I don't want people getting pissed. But it's like it's akin to the co-creation and creating your reality and all that stuff. You know, it's been talking about for many years, and in Chiron's case, Chiron is one of the things I look at in the soul reading, because it is karmic. Chiron is karmic. Because it's where you wounded yourself over and over again over many lifetimes. And maybe you did have to come in and learn this lesson this time. So maybe you did have to set up a scenario with your higher self or God or whatever you want to talk about, the guardian angels. You set up a scenario that you were going to have to learn some hard lesson and you were going to have to suffer. But then Jupiter says, well, where are you going to go with it now? That doesn't mean you stay in this place forever. Jupiter is expansion of consciousness. Jupiter is going to the next level. Okay, we learned this lesson, now on to its spiritual growth, its enlightenment. Jupiter rules all the Jupiter, which is the ruler of the 9th house, and Sagittarius, Jupiter, Sag, 9th house, which is currently in Virgo, transiting through Virgo, that rules all those things, and it ties back into the Saturn in the 9th in Sagittarius, because that's Jupiter's ruler. Mars is really coming up there to meet that. It's not there quite yet. I think it's going to be getting there right around that eclipse that we're going to have, because we're coming into eclipse season next. And these two together, it's a very male energy. But it's a male energy in the sign of Sagittarius. And that can be real. Sag energy is lighthearted. Sag energy is open. Sag energy wants to learn and know more, and know about different people, and know about, be educated, and learn. It's higher learning. 9th house, higher learning. Education, higher learning. I'm probably forgetting things. Foreigners. Spiritual growth, religion, spirituality. So this is coming together. And, maybe there's going to be some hard lessons with Saturn and Mars. I mean, that's one way to look at it. But maybe Saturn's going to put some new long-term things in place. I should try to do a chart. When was Saturn last in Sagittarius? It had to be in the 80s, right? Like 30 years ago? It had to be in the 80s. Well, I don't know if I would categorize the 80s as a time of a very spiritual time. I don't know. It's something to think about, though. And if you have, ideas and comments, please leave them in the comments. I always like hearing that stuff. Yeah, so everything, again, kind of comes back to Saturn. But this Leo energy is being interjected. Allow it in. Allow to experience it. Allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to take a break. And there's a lot of heavy stuff going on, man. There's a lot of heavy stuff going on. And it's not to say, oh, that stuff's not important. And I just purposely did not talk about any of that this time, because I don't want to. I myself want to, just revitalize. This is a time to revitalize yourself. Leo is 5th house, what making you happy. You got to revitalize. You can't just drain all this water energy, and there goes all your energy right down the tube, right down the drain, right? So you got to go get in the sun and revitalize yourself. The sun makes everything grow. The sun is love. The sun is the heart energy. It's okay to take a day off and not think about all the heavy stuff, because Pisces is heavy stuff too, and man, that's heavy. And be of light heart for, give yourself a break, cut yourself some slack, have a little fun. You can't help anybody if you don't take care of yourself first here. That's more of an Aries thing, but taking care of your first house, because that's the self. But 5th house, you can't all be seriousness all the time. There's got to be time for fun, play, romance, children, Look at little children. You know, they're so full of joy. They're not all caught up in all this stuff. They're oblivious to it. And then that's not to say to be oblivious to it. Certainly I'm not saying that. Let's take a quick look at the sun and moon. They're just trining Saturn. It looks like the only aspects are making here. What do we got here? Venus is squaring Mars, and so is Mercury. Okay. We've got that going on. So there's some Mars action here. And I said how it might be a good time to meet somebody. I don't know about Venus and Mercury square Mars. This is people get pissed off. You know, you say something they don't like and they get pissed off. What else is new? You know? What else is new lately? You know, with politics and all that. Jeez. People are got their dander up and they're, you know, it's a high voltage kind of time. Venus square Mars too. Well, that's passion. I mean, Venus square Mars, that would be some passion. It's passionate. And, you know, passion can be either way, you know. It's always a, you know, positive, negative outlook. You know, of course, you know, it could be sex. That's the first thing you think of. That's a good outlet for that kind of pent-up energy. But passionate about whatever, you know. Passion doesn't necessarily have to lead to aggression. Because that can be a little bit of the vibe with this stuff here, you know. You can be passionate about politics or a cause, you know, or a foundation. Somebody out there is going to start a foundation, because I keep wanting to say that, boy. So there's going to be, I feel like, some fun. And if there is some foundation formed on or around this new moon, you really got something there. You don't even know what you're setting up for. This is going to be a long-standing thing. And it does feel like it's something like civil liberty related, or I don't know. I'm picking that up for somebody out there, some people out there. Anywho, so yeah, let's not take this too serious. How about a little break from the seriousness? How about a little creativity and love and fun and heart energy and fifth house energy and Leo energy? You know, everything's going to be trucking on over here to Virgo again. Don't worry. We'll be getting real serious again, and then eclipses are rolling in. So maybe we can just take a little time to have a light heart, to have a little fun. You know, it always helps. Have some laughter. Laugh it off. If somebody says something to piss you off, just laugh it off, you know. It only affects you as much as you allow it to. You know, you're only going to be affected as much as you allow it to. All right, everybody. Hey, I am still doing the soul reading. That's not posted. I don't have that together here, huh? I really wanted to show you that thing from it, and it's not going to let me quickly do it. I thought I had it open, but maybe I'm not supposed to show you. The soul reading is where I do look at your chart, and I write on a screen, I do it on a tablet, and I film it, and I write and I talk about just your chart. But it's not a predictive astrology report. It's more about your past lives, what you're doing here, what you're trying to achieve in your lifetime, and some of the obstacles that maybe you're trying to overcome on your soul's journey reading. So you can find all that stuff by linking to the eye in the sky in the upper right hand corner here. It'll show you, and don't forget to hit subscribe below. I don't overpost, so you won't get bombarded, I promise. Hey everybody, thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, purchasing all my wares, which you can also find in the eye in the sky. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great new moon, and I'll speak to you soon.